Stephen Pressfield is one of the authors I really like to read, and I like to read what he says about writing and making art. And two concepts that he has that I really learn a lot from are the idea of being a pro, turning pro. He has a book called Turning Pro, and the opposite of being a pro is being an amateur. And the other one is the idea of an epiphany. Epiphany is not something that you find outside of yourself. It's the hard truth when you finally look at the truth about yourself. And both of those things are really important in both fiction and nonfiction writing. When it comes to turning pro, though, he's talking about this idea of being an imposter artist versus being an actual artist. So if you want to turn pro as a writer, you sit your butt in the seat and you write. And that's how you turn pro as a writer. If you want to be an amateur writer, then you, instead of writing, you go out and do the things that you think writers might do. Like sometimes we have an idea that they're on drugs or they're getting drunk and they're depressed and they're living these kinds of artist wild lives. And instead of writing, we just try to live like an artist. Or like if you just have an idea of how you think they dress and what you think they do, then you sit and think about the image of being an artist or a musician. A lot of people think of rock stars as having issues with drugs and sex and all that stuff, and go have issues with drug and sex, and you are an amateur. Actually go and play music, then you are a rock and roller. So that's just a real simple concept, and it's all about action. You are what you do. If you say you're a writer, then that means you got to write. And if you write, you're a writer. And if you're committed to that, that's you turning pro. When it comes to the other thing, the epiphany, it's not the thing that you see outside of yourself. It's not the discovery that you made somewhere else. It's when you finally take a hard look in the mirror. As a Christian, I love this idea. I love the truth, and I love the truth about myself, even when I hate it. Why? Because facts are facts. And when you submit to the facts of reality, really good things start to happen, even if it's really hard at first. And so when you're writing these epiphanies, make sure that you understand them that way. When you're writing a transformational Christian book, then you're trying to get a reader to have an epiphany. You probably need to have one of your own in order to even write this book. And you may be writing about your own epiphany. Here's when I came to myself. Think about the prodigal son. It says he was out wasting his money on reckless living, and then he was eating out of the pig trough, and then it says what? He came to himself. He finally looked at what he was doing and goes, I've made this mess. I've made myself this way. I've become this way. I'm going home. That's an epiphany. And you can use that in your own life, and you can use that in your writing. And that's two concepts from Stephen Pressfield that I love. They're not the only two. I may talk about him some more at another time. But I hope you'll subscribe to this channel. If you need any help with your book, hit me up in my Calendly link. I'll give you some free advice. And that actually helps me too, because I'm able to hear from authors what kind of stuff is helpful for you. That way I know what to write about, what to make videos about, what to put into my writing courses, and even into my own writing for my clients. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Turn pro right now. Go write something.